What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I am going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, Everton at Old Trafford at the Theatre of Dreams. So let's just get straight into today's video. So it was an unchanged team from the last game against Man City, talking about the starting 11. So he started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelöf, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, James Lingard, Rashford and Martial. Overall reaction: disappointing, more points dropped, crap and flat performance. Shouldn't be taking a point against these lot, not good enough from these players. Should be beating Everton, to be fair. I don't know what to say. I have no words, no urgency in our play today. We look tired today. It's a draw and it's 1 point. Now, when that lineup came out, you would have been thinking, right, this is the same team that we played pretty much against Tottenham and City. Similar teams, right? And we're going attacking. You've got Dan James out on the right, Rashford out on the left. You've got Martial down the middle, and you're thinking this is an attacking team. We're going for it, you know. We're gonna absolutely tear apart Everton in this game, and we're going for it, right? We've drew this game 1-1 to Everton. It feels absolutely shit to be getting beat by Everton. I know they had a good game against Chelsea last week. They did fantastic last week. But today, it was all about, come on, getting the 3 points and getting another win and getting another victory. We failed to do that today. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got schooled by Everton. And yet again, this inconsistency is happening once again to Manchester United. We beat 2 teams in the top 6 that finished in the top 4 last season. We come into this game and we've drawn to Everton that are in the bottom half of the table. It continues yet again. If we can't beat Everton at home, we're not going to be able to beat Watford away next week. And that's how simply it goes. If we can't beat Everton, we cannot beat Watford. We must beat Watford next week, Sunday. If we cannot beat them, that just shows how poor we are going up against these lesser teams. We have got to be better against these lesser teams. The inconsistency continues. We have got to improve this inconsistency. But it's going to go on and on and on and on. It's the mentality, and it's got to fucking change with these lesser teams. It's got to change. If we don't change this mentality going into these lesser teams, we have got to fucking beat them. These players are going out there. This game's at Old Trafford. We're not at Goodison Park. This was at Old Trafford today. The same thing happened 2 weeks ago against Aston Villa. 3 weeks ago against Sheffield. We've got fucking 3 dreadful draws that we should be turning into wins. It's not good enough from these players. I'm sick and tired of seeing these players draw into teams that we shouldn't be. It's got to change, and it's got to change next week against Watford. I'm having a go because we should have not have drawn this game. Sick to death of this team. It's got to change. It's got to fucking change. I'm sick to death of it. It's got to change, without a doubt. Right, let's just get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? Performance on a whole was just crap. Flat, touch and go. There was no urgency in our game. There was no fluidity. The intensity was too slow. The tempo was too slow. We looked tired. It looked like we took it out of us from Thursday night. Most of those players didn't even play on Thursday night as well. Only a few of them played. But we were dreadful. For me, we were dreadful. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got scored by Everton. Overall, on a whole, we were dreadful. I don't think we were that great. We may have created some good chances in the first half, but we were still dreadful. Overall, it's dreadful. It's not good enough for us. We should be beating teams like Everton. I'm sick to death of it. It's got to change. It's got to change. We could have easily closed the gap to 2 points today on Chelsea. They dropped points. They could easily drop points next week again against Tottenham. We should have won this game. Simple as. But we haven't. It's just not good enough from these players. But overall, not good enough from these players. First half, I don't know what to say. It was crap. It was crap. There was no intensity in our play. The tempo was slow. No urgency, no fluidity. Going forward, we were too slow, way too fucking slow. The transition was way too slow. And we just weren't on top of our game. We weren't quick, we weren't sharp. Nothing was there. I just don't know what's going on. First half was just dreadful. Overall, first half was dreadful. The first goal to blame, I don't know. In the first goal, to be fair, it should have been a foul on De Gea. that should be clear and obvious that, if you're impeding the goalkeeper, it's a free kick. Really, we should have won this game 1-0. I'm disappointed with these players because we should be beating Everton. It's not good enough, and this performance overall was just a shambles. What a mess. Not good enough. We looked tired, lackluster, didn't look convincing. I just don't know. These players are just not good enough. First half was dreadful. Second half, don't think there was an improvement. People would have been just thinking, come on, this second half has got to be a lot more better. We need a big second half. If we want to win this game, we've got to be quicker, we've got to be sharper. The intensity needs to be a lot more quicker. The tempo needs to be a lot more quicker. Nothing was there. Nothing clicked. Nothing was there. We didn't look convincing. Fair play to Greenwood. He shines again and gets another goal for Manchester United. Performance-wise, in the second half, didn't really much improve. The thing is, I just have no words to how to describe this whole game. It was just not good enough. The only opportunity when we had that spell where we were high pressing, getting on top of them, was probably the last 15-20 minutes, and that was it really. We may have created some good chances. We should have probably put them to bed, but we didn't know. The thing is, we did not put them to bed. If you can't put these teams to bed, you're clearly shite. You're not good enough. These players need a wording, and I'm sick to death of it, because we always come up against these lesser teams like Aston Villa, Sheffield, Everton. They're in the bottom half of the table and we can't beat them. It's not good enough. We've got to improve this team. And they keep saying we're improving. I said this last week in my other video against Aston Villa. We got 3 fantastic results. And this is the problem in our team. We go on some good run of form and then we have a dip. And then we go back up again. It's just because we're not consistent enough. It goes, we win a game, we dip. Then we go, we win a game, then we dip again. So we've got to find that consistency. And that consistency is going to come when we start putting in good performances and getting results. It's got to happen by next week. It's just not good enough. Second half, I don't think we really much improved. Hats off to Mason Greenwood to get in the goal. We're putting pressure on an 18-year-old boy. I just don't know what to say. These players, Greenwood salvaged a draw, but a draw's not good enough. To be fair, Wan-Bissaka put in a good shift in. Maguire was probably average. Lindelöf was poor today. Sure, I don't even know if he was in the game or not. McTominay, he was giving that odd daft pass away. Fred was just not there today. James, he had some good runs in times, just wasn't on top of it. Lingard pretty much had a poor game. Rashford, there were some good spells in Rashford today. We just needed that one opportunity to put a chance away and we didn't, and then Martial to top it off. Was nowhere to be seen today. Not good enough. These players need a good hiding. Performance was, on a whole, not good enough. First half was dreadful. Second half, there was a little bit of improvement, but it wasn't up there. It was a bang average performance, and I'm not happy with that performance today. We've got to improve. We've got Watford next week, and we've got to try and at least beat them. Why did we play so poorly? The reason why we just played so poorly was because we just couldn't find our momentum. If we would have been able to do what we did against Tottenham and City and just did carbon copy, and you just do exactly what we did against Man City and Tottenham and Alec Mar, you're thinking, right, there's no problem. But the reason why we just played so poorly was because we couldn't get our momentum going. We couldn't really get the ball up forward as much. It doesn't help with the performance as well, because the performance wasn't convincing, the momentum wasn't there. We struggled to get the ball up front to the likes of James, Rashford and Martial. If we would have got them going, Wan-Bissaka going and putting in some low and hard crosses in, there was just no creative midfielder there. We created some good chances that we should have put in the back of the net, but again, it's that consistency. The reason why we played so poorly today was because there was just no rhythm, there was no momentum, there was no urgency, there was no fluidity. We were too slow in the attack. The transition from defence to attack was too slow. The tempo was slow, the intensity was slow. We were just not good enough. Just goes to show how poor we were in this game. We were just not good enough. What aspects in our game did we struggle in? Everything, to be fair. Well, not everything. I think defensively we were all right today. I think what we really struggled in today was the midfield and the attack. Midfield-wise, we just didn't really have that creative midfielder. I don't know, there was something in that midfield that we just really struggled in. Also in the attack, we sort of struggled to find that last pass. the end product. But then yet again, we struggle to get forward, we struggle to have that creative midfielder, we struggle to get on the attack. Like I just said then, and because we struggle to find our momentum, we struggle to get forward. There was no drive whatsoever. The intensity and the tempo was just too slow. In all of our aspects in today's game was just down to the attack, and we were just too slow in it. To me, it just we looked tired. Some of these players just didn't look bothered as well, and that sort of worries me a bit, because you're thinking, if these players are not bothered, what are you doing wearing this shirt, you know? To be fair, I don't think we struggled into everything. I think we just struggled to get going forward. There was just no drive, there was just no intensity, no tempo. Struggled to find our momentum going, and if we probably found some momentum going, had a few good chances on goal. If we put a good chance away in the first half, you would have been 1-0 up, and then they would have got one. Greenwood's goal would have been the icing on the cake, and that would have been it. The game would have been dead and buried. But no, defensively, we didn't really struggle as much. It was that daft, stupid first goal that let us down. That should have been a foul. We just really struggled in the midfield and the attack. We just struggled to find that drive. That's just what we really struggled in. That just goes to show of how much we need to improve this team and to turn it around in a week as well. Who is my man of the match now? Not many players stood out in this game. I can only give it the likes of Wan-Bissaka or Greenwood. Wan-Bissaka was absolutely spot on today. He made some great tackles today. There was some spells where Wan-Bissaka was out of position as well. The only player I can really give this to is to Mason Greenwood. He came off the bench, he scored, and he rescued us a point, so I have to give it Mason Greenwood. It was fantastic, coming off from the bench as well. How do we turn it around for Watford? I think we just got to make sure that we've got to win during the week now against Colchester in the Carabao Cup. We've got to make sure we've got to win that during the week, firstly, and then I think it's all about pick up that momentum going, get the winning mentality back, get the mood back up again, get all the players with big smiles on their faces again. And then I think it's just all about, we've got to prepare well mentally and physically. We've got to be ready for Watford, and whatever we really struggled in this game, we've got to turn around and put it into positives, and that is, we've got to be quick on the counter-attack. The intensity and the tempo has got to be a lot more quicker. We've got a lot more quicker and sharper on the ball. The movement needs to be a lot more quicker. We need a lot more drive. We need more creativity from the players. It's all about finding that last pass, finding that final third and getting the end product. That's how we really turn it around for Watford. It's a massive turnaround for Watford, without a doubt, in a week. But we've got to change it around, sort of lift the mood and get going again. And that's why we've got to probably beat Colchester in the week to get things going again. Winning mentality back. Get everyone with smiles back on their faces, lift the mood in the dressing room, and let's go again next week. We've got to pick up the game against Watford, because it'll be their FA Cup final, and they're not going to be sitting back. They've got another manager now. They're going to be going for it without a doubt. They've got nothing to lose. We've got nothing to lose, and I think at the end of the day, we've just got to turn the negatives into positives going into Watford. So we've got a massive turnaround within a week now. Some of the players during the week will get a bit of time off, but we've got to make sure we get Colchester out of the way first, make sure we get through into a semi-final. Let's pick up the momentum again. Let's get another win under our belt during the week, and then let's look forward to Watford on the weekend. And like I said, we've got to be mentally, physically prepared, coming with the right mindset, going in with the right mentality, and we've got to make sure that we get them out of the way, because that'll be their FA Cup final against us. It's the mentality in our players, with these younger players as well, and it's got to change. Getting into the first goal now, James received the ball, sees Greenwood in space. Greenwood controls it on his right foot and scores on his left foot for 1-1. Getting into the stats now, possession-wise for Manchester United is 66.5%, and for Everton it was 33.5%. Goals-wise for Man United it was 1, and Everton it was 1. Total shots for Man United it was 24, and for Everton it was 8. Shots on target for United it was 8. Poor for Everton it was 3. Shot accuracy for Man United it was 33.3%, and for Everton it was 37.5%. Don't think that stat's right, to be fair. Shots inside the box, Man United had 8 and Everton had 3. Shots outside the box, Man United had 15 and Everton had 6. Total passes for Man United it was 523, and for Everton it was 262 passes. Pass accuracy for Man United it was 85.7%, and for Everton it was 67.2%. Getting into the substitutions now, Lingard went off for Greenwood. Talk about Lingard's performance. Struggled with United, unable to play on the counter-attack. did not do enough as a playmaker and was predictably substituted. James went off a mat to talk about James's performance, his poorest game since his full United debut, but still showed resolve. Finished woefully at 0-0 and never had the measure of the veteran substitute Leighton Baines. Switched flanks and set up Greenwood. Onwards and upwards. Watford next. Now, Watford are a team that just cannot get going this season. The 20th in the table. They've had 3 managers this season. They've had more managers than wins this season as well. The thing is, going into this game, this could go either 2 ways. We could either draw this game because the players are not going to go in with the right mindset, or 2, we're going to win this game. These players have got to show me that they've got to be more convincing against Colchester than that game against Everton. It's all about first win this game against Colchester, then look forward to Watford. What these young players do as well, they take their eye off the ball and they get too carried away in times. This is a game where you cannot get too carried away with Watford, because Watford, they've got nothing to lose against us. They're going to be at home. They've got the home advantage. We have got to be mentally, physically switched on at all times. It's their FA Cup final. They don't get many of these opportunities as well. They went for it against Arsenal. They salvaged a draw out of that. That was 2-2. And that's why I'm a little bit worried, because anything could happen in this game now against Watford. They may be 20th in the table, but we've got a problem with the lesser teams. If we cannot beat Watford, there's a problem with this club at the minute, because we're struggling with inconsistency at the minute with lesser teams. If we cannot beat Watford, there's seriously a problem with these lesser teams, and it's a mentality with this team as well, because we're going with the wrong mentality. We think we can cruise through these games and then we get our pants pulled down, and that's what happened in this Everton game. Solskjaer, was he out of his depth? No, I think he just maybe didn't get the right selection today. Maybe he shouldn't have played Lingard. He knew that he was injured as well. Maybe he should have started Pereira instead of Lingard today. But then he's also thinking about during the week as well, which you shouldn't be. You should be thinking about the game, what's in front of you, then get them out of the way, then look forward to the next game. But this could go either way against Watford, It's going to be an interesting game. What's going to happen? But you must be thinking, oh yeah, Watford, look at their form, and look at United's form. People will be favouring United to win this game, but anything could happen. The thing is as well, we invite all these teams to come onto us, and then when they keep creating chances, when the chances keep coming, then a goal's going to come, and that's where the heads drop. That's why Ollie's got to make sure he puts the players in the right positions and play the right team as well. But Watford, for me, they've not had a great season. They sacked the first manager, off he was, on his bike. And then they brought in that other manager, off his bike as well. Nigel Pearce has got appointed as Watford's manager. He scouted the Crystal Palace game. He went up to Liverpool. He lost that 2-0. Now, they were not doing as bad because they were only 1-0 down after 89 minutes. They could have easily salvaged a draw. That's what I'm worried about. But the thing is, Liverpool keep getting away with these games so far this season. We're not Liverpool though, that's the thing. The thing is, in this game, I think it's all about for us. We've got to go in with the right mentality, the right mindset. We've got to be physically, mentally ready. Got to prepare well for this game. We've probably got a good Friday, Saturday. We've got at least 2 good training sessions to go and improve this team, and we've got to put it right. Now, Watford, like I said, they've got nothing to lose. It's like their FA Cup final against us. They're going to be going for it. They're not going to be sitting back. They've got some quality players in there as well. And that's why you've got to look out for this Watford team, because they're a bit the same. They like to play the out-about thing, but they're too slow on the counter-attack as well, and they get caught napping as well. We do as well when we're not concentrating as well. In this game, it's all about the mentality, the mindset. We're going to be physically, mentally on it. If Ollie picks his right team, put the players in the right positions, and if he balance the team out right and get the structure of the team needs to be right, and we need the depth in the team. He needs to select the right formation for the game. If he can do all those things, we could win against Watford. Anything could happen in this Watford game. That's why I'm a little bit worried with our team, because we struggle with these lesser teams. We've got to make sure that we've got to put Watford to bed. I mean, we might have beat Norwich earlier on this season 3-1, and that was our first Premier League win. So we've got to make sure that we at least got to beat Watford. If we cannot beat Watford, then there's seriously a problem in our team. We might have beaten Tottenham and City last week, but there's a problem with us where we can't beat the lesser teams. And if we can't beat Watford next week, there's clearly a problem of not beating these lesser teams, because if we want top 4, we have got to start beating these lesser teams, and Watford is one of them. Watford are at the bottom of the table, but never mind where they're sat in the table, because they will go for this game. They've got nothing to lose. They will be absolutely going full force. Lindelöf, Troy Deeney, Andre Gray, Danny Welbeck, they could be all playing next week. They do have some injuries themselves. Never mind about that. They've still got a fantastic team. They've got fantastic players. They've got a lot of quality in there. So we've got to be mentally, physically on this game. We've got to go in with the right mindset, and we've got to make sure we get Watford out of the way. This is a team that we have to beat if we want to get to top 4. So somehow Chelsea drop points next week to Tottenham. We've got to beat Watford if we want to get top 4. If we beat Watford next week, and if Chelsea go and lose again, it'll be 1 point. So we've got to beat Watford. But really, we should have beat Everton, and then we could have easily beaten Watford. We've got a nice run of games now, but we must beat them. We must beat them, without a doubt. If we can't beat them, then there's a problem at this club at the minute, and we've got to sort it out. So far, Watford have scored 9 goals and conceded 32 goals this season. That is awful. You might be thinking 32 goals might be the most this season. It's not, it's 36. Watford have pretty much conceded 2 goals in every game, and they've only been scoring at least a half a goal in every game, so it's not that great for them at the minute. They can't find their form at the minute as well. The last time we won against Watford was on Sunday the 16th of September 2018, and it ended 2-1 to the Reds. The last time we lost to Watford was on Sunday the 18th of September 2016, and it ended 3-1 to Watford. And also, I forgot to write this down, the players to look out for Watford is Decore, Hughes, Capu, Pereira, Deulofeu, Deeney, Welbeck, Andre Gray, Success, Sarr and Dalaby. They've got a lot of quality in this team. I'm expecting a good game. We must beat Watford next Sunday. And if we don't beat them, there's seriously a problem in this team of beating lesser teams. Hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new. See you guys in the video in the next couple of days, and peace.